5 secret signs he feels strongly about you. Hi, I'm Antia, founder and creator of the Magnetize Your Man Method. And look, if you are new to my channel, comment, like, and subscribe so you get notified for more juicy videos coming your way. So this is a live, so you can ask questions as well. So I'm going to go ahead and dive right into the first secret. Number 5, he shares you with his friends. It's really that simple, right? You're not like this best kept secret in town, but instead, when he feels strongly about you, he's proud of you. He wants the world to know about you. He wants to know what his friends think about you, right? Because he really sees you in his future. He's also interested what his parents think about you as well, right? Because he wouldn't go so far if you wouldn't care. So that's like number 5 is really understanding like, wow, he shares you with his friends. So if he doesn't do that, which I had many times the case and many kinds of different reasons why he didn't share me with his friends, well, it's just, the proof is in the pudding, that he doesn't feel strongly about you. So every point I put down here intentionally is the counter of what you are naturally experiencing, what I've seen, what you have shared before. And you can, of course, pop questions about that into the chat as well. Okay, number 4, actions match words. Okay, ladies, I can't emphasize it enough because I don't know how many times I heard, Antia, I found my soulmate. Antia, he's the one. He just doesn't seem to be able to like actually follow through on what he talks about. He tells me that he loves me, and he tells me that he wants to move with me here or there or everywhere, or he tells me that he wants to get married and whatever, right? Like he tells you, but there's no actions that match that, right? It's oftentimes also known as a dismissive attachment style, right? Somebody who's just really emotionally unavailable makes a lot of promises because they like to hear themselves say that, and they like to believe that. But then the problem is when it comes to the action, the problem is that for one, that you have the slight, it could be a slight depression, right? Moving towards depression. If you think about dismissive avoidant, that's for sure true. Or like they're just really afraid of that intimacy, or that responsibility, that accountability. There's so many men in this world. They don't want to grow up. They don't want to grow up. They want to stay Peter Pan. They want to sail on their boat. Like they want to do whatever they want to do. And they don't want to be accountable. They don't want to be responsible. And so, like really knowing like when he strongly cares for you, okay, like he will make sure that his actions match his words. There's just no way around it. Okay, so if you want to learn more about that, take my free quiz at mymquiz.com. If you haven't done so already, we also updated it as well, so you get even more juicy wisdom from there as well. Now, number 3, and again, these are all carefully curated. And if you're like, wow, Antia, but that doesn't apply in my relationship, so pop that into the chat and let's have a conversation about it. So number 3 is he respects you, right? He respects your boundaries. He respects your timing, meaning if you don't want to be physically intimate that early on, or you have different values than him, right? He respects that. He honors that. He doesn't push you, but he respects you. He calls you on time. He confirms a date at least 24 hours in advance. He doesn't leave you hanging because he respects you too much, right? He doesn't waste your time. Like if he has to reschedule, he does this in a very timely manner, and he makes up for it, right? Because he feels like, gosh, like I really want to make her happy, but now I just did something that didn't really make her that happy. So I want to make that up to her because I want to feel good about it, right? Like, because a man feels good when he makes his woman happy. That's just the truth, okay? Number 2, I think this is like super, super, super important. Like I cannot stress this enough, is he loves your shadow. Okay, so I hear so many times women come to me and telling me, well, he told me I'm too needy, and he told me I'm too high maintenance, and he told me I'm too fill in the blank, and he told me I'm too emotional, and I'm too big, and too bold, and too bright, and too arrogant, too selfish. You name it. That's not your guy. Like, he doesn't feel strongly about you. When I met my husband, he loved all of me. He loved the part that wanted to manipulate him. He loved the part that could get really anxious. He loved the part that could get really angry, right? Because he loved the life force energy, the authenticity, the transparency, and the trust that came from that relationship. However, if he criticizes you all the time, and if he says you're not this enough, you're not that enough, you're too moody, you're not a morning person, you're not a night person, whatever the case may be, like, he doesn't feel strongly about you. Because the funny part is, right, when somebody feels strongly about you, they don't even know why they love your shadow. They love your shadow because it's your shadow. Does that make sense? They may not even like that shadow at all in general in women, but they love it in you because there's this authenticity that comes with it. There's this life force energy. There's this passion that comes with that, this momentum that comes within that. Okay. So lots to talk about in the free Facebook groups. If you haven't joined that already, mymfbgroup.com. And I want to really add this one on as number one, which is he commits to you. Girlfriend, like I don't care how you turn the cake and how you turn that beef or whatever you want to say, right? How you turn the rabbit. Like if he doesn't commit to you, he doesn't feel strongly about you. I don't care what the reason is. I don't care if he just got out of a relationship, or if he's emotionally unavailable, or he's too wounded, or he needs to wash his hamster's hair, or whatever the case may be, right? Like, but he lives too far away, he lives too close, right? Like he's too old, too young, you know, like whatever the case may be. No, he's gonna commit to you. Okay, he is. It's really that simple. If he doesn't commit to you, he doesn't feel strongly about you. I hate to break it to you, right? But if you're just like getting the occasional call, and every time when it comes to talking about long-term relationship, commitment, engagement, anything like that, and there's always like this treading around it, and there's like not responding to it, he doesn't feel strongly about you. He doesn't. And this goes back to that his words and his actions match when he is feeling strongly about you. Now, I'd love to hear, first of all, from you what helped you the most and why. And I'm going to pop into the comment section here as well. Okay, so let's see here. So Gina just said, respect is paramount. Without it, to me, a relationship is a non-starter. Slightly ahead of this for me, though, is empathy. Yes, and I just wanted to bring the ones that I get the most complaints about from women, right? Like the man doesn't do this, like does he love me, right? So like I said, I carefully curated this particular list. And yes, absolutely, like having that empathy, having that emotional availability, having that attunement, right? Feeling like a man actually can attune to you. Okay, that's like pretty important so you can fully trust him, so your little girl feels safe inside. And of course, yeah, if my man has no empathy, he just won't ever love me. I know this from experience. Yeah, that's exactly right. Right? Well, he really can because he's not really emotionally available. So, like, he may want to. There's a big difference between he wanting to and he actually is loving you. Right? There's a big difference between wanting him, like him wanting to treat you well, versus him treating you well. Right? And I think that's like a big, big piece here that can't be underestimated. All right, ladies, it seems like this is it for today. So I hope this was helpful for you. So again, we talked about 5 secret signs he feels strongly about you. So you can pop into the comment section any other questions that you have. But I'm really excited to chat with you again in the next video. Have a beautiful 4th of July weekend, and I will talk to you next week. Take care. Bye-bye.